Welcome back to SnowRunner. You join us today as we look at the final part of the mission, Timber Arms Reach. Now in the last episode we did this mission and all the things required for it in Smithfield Dam. Now we're looking at what's required in Island Lake. And that is 3 lots of medium logs that we can pick up in Island Lake itself and take to the Sawmill, and 2 long logs which aren't in Island Lake. They're in Drummond Island and we'll bring them across as well to the Sawmill. But we start with medium logs and we're going to go for the first delivery in the white Western Star 4964. Now, we've only got 2 trucks that can carry medium logs. We talked about this in the last episode, and that is the White Western Star and the GMC. So, what my plan is to use both of those, one of those twice, obviously, and we'll get these deliveries done. Try and change the routes each time, as well as the trucks, is my thinking. I like to change what we're using as much as possible. Long logs, we've got 2 trucks ready to go in Drummond Island, so the game will change the trucks. We can't really change the actual route we take because it's quite set from there, but we can change the trucks at the very least. So when we get to those, you'll see what trucks we're using. But yeah, in these kind of things, I want to keep changing the trucks. The downside to the medium logs, as you can see, we are bouncing a lot, and with these, it is so easy to tip over. We've got to be so careful. And we've got 3 of these to do. At least the journey itself isn't that long, to be fair, for the logging station. This one's a fairly simple one, I would say. But let's just take our time and make sure we don't roll or anything else like that, because that would be bad. As we've taken our time, but it's so close to going over on so many occasions. I don't like medium logs. I've decided out of all the logs we can do, I have done. I don't think we've done short logs yet, to be fair. But medium logs I do not like. It's because it's so top heavy. Now I did consider having a trailer like we did on the last episode and doing 2 deliveries in one, but the ground here is a lot worse than it is on Drummond Island. You can see it's very muddy, it's very slippery. If you go off track at all, it is very, very wet, and we're going to get stuck. So having a trailer makes things harder, I think, in one respect, because you've got something else you've got to think about when you take corners and stuff, and you can get stuck. Whereas if you've only got the truck you're driving, a lot less to worry about. No, it's gone, we're gone. No. Seriously. I thought we had... okay. Is there enough? Yes. Okay. That didn't go to plan. Obviously, we've already tipped over and lost most of the load, but we had 3 logs still in the back of the trailer. And if there's a minimum, I think it's minimum 3. It might be 2, I don't know. I'm sure someone can tell me. But we had enough logs left in the trailer that when you repack it, it then becomes a full load again. Basically, we got very, very lucky there, and that could have been a lot worse. But this is why we didn't have a trailer. As I say, it may have helped in that respect because it's more weight to keep yourself down. Flipping yourself and the trailer at the same time isn't easy to do. I think with the extra weight you probably would be a bit more stable, but again, that goes up against getting stuck. And I'd rather, if we got stuck, just deal with our vehicle rather than a trailer as well. So it may have speeded this up, but I'm sticking to my guns. I think 1 delivery per vehicle I think works okay. Yes, it means an extra delivery, but I think that's the best route. Now, the only part of this route that I was concerned about with the White Western Star is coming up next. So we've got this sharp right hand turn here as we go up the hill, and it is sharp, but especially coming up this side. We are going to change the routes for the other 2 journeys from that logging station, so we're trying each route once essentially. But actually that wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be a lot worse, to be fair. The only thing we'll be careful now is on that right hand side. That is quite a drop. If we go too far to the right, we're tipping and we're losing everything. So we've got to take this nice and slow and just be careful here. But making good progress to the Sawmill. Now I also want to address something that happened in the last episode. So most of you are aware of my injuries and the medication we take because of those injuries, and I do keep you guys abreast of what's happening. And we recently had a morphine dosage put up after we stopped using patches, so you can actually wear a patch that gives you morphine per hour. And the patch the morphine it was giving us wasn't quite enough, but the doctors were concerned about upping it, which is fine. The patches themselves are quite bad to use in terms of they really react to your skin. We changed brand time after time, but yet every time we wore a patch, within a day or so, it would start blistering where the patch was. And it wasn't just the glue of the patch, it was also where the morphine itself was connected to the skin. So we reacted quite badly, and we went months and months trying different brands, and you change these once a week. but we were changing them every 2-3 days. They weren't sticking, or my shoulder or my back would be so painful from these patches, we had no choice to change. So recently we went back to the doctor and said, well, we'll just give you tablet form morphine. It's like, great, why don't we try that sooner? It's always the way, isn't it? And when we started having it, the dosage wasn't correct, it wasn't enough, it was less than the patches. Alright, we'll continue this conversation in a second. Log station, Sawmill, sorry, we are here, and that is the first one done. We're now jumping across to Drummond Island, and we're in the Pacific P16 at the log station in Drummond Island. Now, this is the first of the 2 journeys we need to take from here. So long logs it is. You can imagine how long it's taken me to drive every truck to every location, ready for this, to actually film this. And we are filming this in one go, so if it goes wrong, it goes wrong, essentially. But actually leaving Drummond Island to the Sawmill in Island Lake isn't too bad. You know, we've got a decent exit strategy, and actually when we get to Island Lake, the journey itself is quite straightforward. It's near enough a straight line, essentially. So we should be okay. Pacific P16 we know is strong, we know it's powerful. I've got no worries with it pulling the logs, to be fair. I don't think the weight's going to be too much of an issue. I say that as we approach the first hill. No, we're okay. Yeah, I think we're okay. Again, it's not as top heavy as the medium logs, so I don't think we have to worry about tipping as much. And to be fair, the Pacific P16 generally does everything you want it to do. It's one of the vehicles, I've always said the Fleet Star is my favourite, but if you want a vehicle that can just pull anything and do anything, my biggest call at the minute is the Pacific P16. It's definitely up there with the bigger trucks. The Fleet Star is an all-purpose vehicle, whereas this is the one that pulls you and gets you out of every situation needed. Yeah, really enjoy driving this thing. But we're already here, so we're at the crossover point to Island Lake, so let's head there and get ready to go. And we have arrived in Island Lake in the Pacific P16, long logs on board as well. So we're going to head along this main track. As I say, this isn't a difficult journey from here. It is literally a straight track. Just going to make sure I don't take any turns off by markers down. The thing is, if I don't put markers down, I'll end up doubting my journey and then turn off when I don't need to. So I always prefer markers just to be sure on any kind of junctions that I may change my mind. So over the bridge and Sawmill to the right hand side there. That's where we're going. As I say, it's a decent route, to be fair. And we can't really change it for the second load either. It's just a straight route. But I don't think there's too many hazards really to worry about. I know there's some dips and ups and downs. Generally, I don't think there's anything majorly difficult about this journey. I say that now, but hopefully it rings true. We were talking about morphing before we swapped vehicle as well. So we started with the patches. They were horrendous. I've got scars and stuff from where they blistered, and it was, yeah, a nightmare. But we carried on with them because we didn't have a choice. Then they, after moaning to the doctor and saying, look, this is seriously getting a problem, they offered us tablets. The tablets they offered us was less dosage than the morphine tablets were, so the pain increased. Hang on, we're stuck. How come we can't crest the hill? Come on, this is the Pacific P16. We got a bit stuck there for some reason. We couldn't quite make the hill without going into low gear. I'm surprised by that. I wasn't expecting that to happen, to be fair. I suppose the other thing to watch out for is any tree stumps on the edges. So they can catch you out massively. I've caught out a few times with those. And branches and stuff, they can really mess you up if you're not careful. But I think we're okay. Next hill. Let's make sure we get up this hill okay, and I'll continue talking about what I was talking about. But come on. Up the hill. I don't know if it's just lack of speed, lack of run-up potential. As my voice goes at the same time. Come on. It is making it in low gear, but I didn't expect low gear to be needed, to be fair. Not that it's a problem. We could have actually used the winch, to be fair, there as well. It's not an issue having to go into low gear. It's just obviously a bit slower, but we'll still make it over. That's why. But yeah, not expecting that for the Pacific. Maybe the way up the long logs is causing an issue, and then bigger hills maybe. But we can crack on. It's all good. We're still following the right lines. We're still going the right way. That's the important thing. We've made it over the crest, so all good. Back to the morphine, and we'll get this story finished. So they've given us more morphine. They've upped the dosage by 10 milligrams twice a day, which is fine. But we've noticed it's not. We've noticed that the the amount of morphine still isn't quite enough. It isn't quite there. You know, pain is still more than it was with the patches to a degree. But like I say, the patches weren't 100% getting rid of the pain, and nothing will ever 100% get rid of it. But they were doing something, whereas the morphine tablets are doing less. And I can feel that. That's the thing. The downside as well, though, one of the side effects of morphine is it makes you sleepy. Now, when I've said I've been drowsy or fallen asleep and missed videos, like we missed Breakfast the other day because I fell asleep, I literally had lunch after streaming, and then that's it. That's all I remember. Must have fell asleep after lunch. So I had, you know, granola or whatever. I think it was granola I had. Sat there, ate my granola, had a look at my phone, caught up messages and things, and then next thing I know, I've been woken up by my little boy coming home from school. And that's, you know, 3 hours later. I had no recollection. I didn't know I'd fallen asleep, didn't know what happened. The PlayStation was still on, ready to do the editing for Breakfast. So it catches me unawares massively. We've had it in streams a few times, and I was open and honest on the other day's stream and said, look, give me a second, drowsiness has just come over me. And there's not much I can do in that respect. I drink enough Lucozade to try and keep myself awake. I keep eating Lucozade tablets as well. I don't really want to touch the Red Bulls and things. I think energy drinks would be a really bad combination. But then the other side of the coin is I don't sleep very well because of the pain. So I don't know if the drowsiness is caused by lack of sleep, or is it caused by the tablets themselves and its side effect. I don't know. But also, because it's not quite enough pain relief, if we up it, this could get a lot worse. That's the thing. My other half was really surprised. So I was sat next to her, I was doing something with her laptop from work the other day, trying to sort something out for her. And as I'm sat there doing some programming on her laptop, I was asleep while doing it. And she had to nudge me and go, "Were you asleep?" And I was like, "Was I?" I had no clue. So this is how bad the drowsiness me. I've done editing before, voicing over something, and fallen asleep while talking, woke up to it still recording what I'm saying. And I mean, I'm asleep when I edit. I'm generally asleep for seconds. Listen to it back, and I'm talking complete gibberish for them seconds when I'm not completely 100% with it. And it's madness. It's weird and it's horrible to deal with. But it does have a knock-on effect, because it means editing, whenever I plan to edit, I have this issue where, am I going to be able to stay awake for it? And not just editing, also recording. SnowRunner, some journeys are going to be quite monotonous, and when that happens, you're going to be increased drowsiness. I've had it in other games as well. It's not just SnowRunner, to be fair. We'll carry on with that in a second. My story will continue, but we're delivering the long logs to the sawmill in Island Lake. So we've jumped across to Island Lake's logging station with the GMC MH9500, and we're going to pick up the second load of medium logs from here. There we go. And we're going to go a different way this time. As I say, I want to change the route every time if we can, just to vary it up. I know we're varying vehicle, but I want to change the route. So my thinking is we head out the same way we did last time, but instead of taking, we'll take left there. Instead of taking the route to the right that we took last time, we'll head. Which way do we want to go here? No, I think we have to take the same route, thinking about it. The reason I'm thinking we have to take the same route, I thought there was a cut over the hill there, but I think if we do that, that's going to be really dodgy. So, no, we'll use the GMC MH9500 and use the same route we did with the White Western Star. Obviously different vehicle, so it will be a different journey in that respect. That's annoyed me, really. I was kind of hoping there was 3 different routes, but actually looking on the map, there isn't. Oh, no. Ah, seriously. We've barely left the logging station. Is there enough logs on board to still count? We've literally not left the logging. Luckily, we've not left, because it means we can go and pick them up. No, there's enough there. We're all good. So easy to tip with these. And you can see the difference in the driving from these and the long logs. You know, the long logs are heavier, obviously, but you can see the difference in how taking corners is, or just going slightly off track here, because the drops are so severe when you go off track. This is quite easy to have happen, and then you start going into it and you're over. So yeah, this will be a bit of a dodgy one, but we'll persevere. We may have to just go take it slow and see what happens, I think. Yeah, this isn't going to be fun. I do think the GMC is worse for tipping than a White Western Star. And I think, I would guess, and it's only a hazard to guess here, I reckon the GMC is lighter as a vehicle. And that would be my reasoning for the White Western Star being more stable. If the heavier vehicle is like, because the weight is on the front end where the engine is, essentially. You've got weight on the back, weight on the front, but also the back weight is top heavy. If the engine itself was bigger and the truck weighed more, it'd be more stable. So my guess is the GMC, because it's a lot more unstable than the White Western Star, weighs a lot less than the White Western. That would be my guess anyway. I don't think there is anything that says what weighs what really, in game anyway. But that's my kind of theory for why we have this issue with the GMC. And if you remember rightly, the GMC was the vehicle I hated at the start of the game. So only as we upgraded it, it got better. But yeah, it still has some of these issues doing some jobs. It is good. It's a decent all-round truck now compared to what it used to be. But with jobs that have a high weight on the back, it's a lot tippier than other vehicles. So maybe we need to be careful what we use it for. The problem is we've only got 2 trucks that can take medium logs without having a trailer. And I'd rather not use a trailer if we don't have to, unless we double up. So until we unlock more vehicles that can take medium logs, we have this issue of only 2, and I want to change trucks all the time, so we vary things up. What choice do I have? I've got to use the GMC. So, yeah, not really sure how to solve the issue other than do what I don't want to do, and that's buy a new truck that is compatible. I don't really want to buy trucks until we know we've picked up all the free ones throughout the game, and even then I still don't know if I'm going to buy trucks or not. I've always said, so far, I've always said we won't buy vehicles, and I stick by that. I don't want to buy vehicles. But there is this point, things will be slower if we don't get over this issue with the medium logs. Luckily we have at least 2 vehicles. But I don't know, it's in my head. I don't want to buy a vehicle. I'm hoping maybe we can get the GMC better. There's still some upgrades we can grab for it when we get to them places, so maybe it will get better and be a bit more stable potentially. That's a dodgy corner. I think we made it though. That wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. So yeah, maybe that's something we need to look at. But yeah, my plan still is do not buy vehicles, use what we use, grab any free ones we can and go from there. I think that's our best bet. Back to my little story about morphine. So they've upped the dosage and I'm falling asleep everywhere. But it's not quite enough pain relief, so if we up the dosage anymore, the drowsiness could get a lot worse. Now, I was always, since the accident, dead against having morphine. From day one, coming out of hospital, I said that, no, we're not going to do it. I'll manage about. I failed miserably, mainly because the pain's so severe, but as time has gone on, I've had to kind of change my mind when it comes to these harder drugs, because I haven't got a choice. You know, I'd be sitting here in tears every day if I was taking nothing. And even on top of what I'm prescribed, I still take extra. You know, I'm still taking ibuprofen every day and paracetamol and stuff like that, just to keep the pain as, well, not as less severe, but keep the pain at a manageable level. You know, the pain's always there, 24/7. It's how we manage it that matters. And it is just about manageable at times. Sometimes it's worse, sometimes it's not. But I was always dead against morphine because I've known people that have taken it, long-term people, for long-term issues, and they end up being comatose. They're not themselves anymore. They can't do anything. They can't go anywhere. They're just completely comatose. You know, sleeping 24/7 and completely out of it. And that's what I didn't want to happen. But now I'm on that cusp of that potentially happening to me, and that's a big worry, because we'd stop doing everything. If I was constantly asleep or comatose because of morphine, wouldn't be able to stream, wouldn't be able to do anything. So that's kind of what I'm dealing with at the minute. There is a reason I'm talking about this. We'll do that in a second. So, GMC has made it to the Sawmill. That is their second load of medium logs delivered back to Drummond Island then. So we're back on Drummond Island at the logging station there for the long logs. We are in the International Transtar 4070A. Decent vehicle. Really enjoyed driving this as well as the Pacific P16. So decent vehicle, very reliable. We've had some decent jobs done with this vehicle as well. And we know the route. We're going to leave Drummond Island the same way. So follow the route out of the logging station. We'll have to cut through the trees here to avoid the mud. And then we just go down to the point of where we can leave Drummond Island and head to Island Lake. So we've done 3 of the 5 deliveries so far. 2 to go. This long logs and then 1 lot of medium logs. And then we're done. That will be the last missions complete. But then we have contests. We'll get to that over the course of this video, I'm sure. But back to what I was saying about Morphin, there is a reason for this story. I know it's taken us several trips, and I hope you guys have bared with us while we're talking about this, but the reason behind it is I had a few complaints. So the last episode of SnowRunner where we did Timber Arms Reach and we did all the Smithfield Dam stuff, I got some complaints about the music. Now, I get the issue. We've had this before, and I said from the start, the music's there to help me. If audio goes wrong, or I'm drowsy as hell and don't want to talk during recording or a voiceover or whatever, the music helps me out. You know, rather than me talking, there is something for you guys to listen to other than the truck. Is it ASMR, isn't it? Is what they call it when there's no talking and stuff. I don't think you guys are going to be into ASMR SnowRunner, so I want to put something in its place. We're actually stuck with the International Transtar. I think the weight is causing some issues. That mud is deep. Right, we need to work this out. I have to keep swapping to the story on what we're doing, that's the thing. Okay, gonna keep winching. We didn't have this. Pacific made it through here, but I don't believe it had any issues. We've gone the exact same way, but they would have different tyres and things on. I think we're okay. Come on. Yeah, through the trees. Doesn't matter which way we go through the trees, not through the trees. I didn't think this would have many issues, to be fair. When I was choosing the second vehicle for the long logs, I didn't think this would have the issues. Maybe we've had it stuck a couple of times before when the mud is quite severe, so maybe that's all it was. We got out of it, we're fine. We didn't need towing out, so at least we made it out on our own. It's not the end of the world. Just surprising when you see a vehicle that's normally good not quite manage what you expect it to manage. But there we go. Right, Drummond Island is behind us. We're going to travel across to Island Lake and continue this journey. We have arrived in Island Lake in the International Transtar 4078 with our load of long logs on the back. And once again, it's the same route we took with the Pacific P16. Follow the main road, or track. I don't know if you can call it a road or not. And avoid all the turn-offs. Hence the marking them down so I don't make a silly mistake. Because you can, some of the turn-offs actually blend in and you kind of think, oh, we're going that way because it kind of blends. Until we take the right-hand turn here and the Sawmill. And then we've only got one lot of medium logs afterwards to do. We are getting there massively. So, we'll take this journey now in the International Transtar. Straightforward. We've done this already with the Pacific. The concern here, the Pacific did have two hills it struggled on. So it'll be interesting to see how the International Transtar deals with those hills. Will it make it up first time? Or will it get stuck and we have to really rely on the winch, I wonder. Once we get to them, we'll have a look. But let's see what happens. I'm hoping it doesn't struggle, to be fair, which kind of shows up the Pacific a little bit, to be honest. It's always nice when a lowlier truck or a truck you think is worse shows up something that should be better. We did switch to low momentarily there just to see if it made a difference. But then I thought, actually, I want to see what it does in normal. And actually, that first hill, not too bad. Then, other than using low right at the start, which was just me not thinking what I was doing, that wasn't too bad, to be fair. We'll see how the rest of the hills go, shall we? So, talking about the music that happened in the last episode, as I say, it's there to help me out when I'm too drowsy to either record my voice while doing it, or I'm too drowsy while needing a voiceover. The music comes in play just because it means I don't have to talk. As I say, I don't think you guys... Sorry. Too busy chatting, not actually noticing what I'm doing. Turned too hard to the right there and made a slight error of judgment. But we're okay. Come on. This is my fault for thinking about things and not actually focusing. We're okay though. Up the hill. We're good. We're okay. So yeah. So the music's there to help me out in that regard. And I know some people don't like it. And as I said, I don't think you guys want ASMR SnowRunner. I might... Let me know in the comments what you think. Is it worth putting it to the vote and saying, look, when I can't voice over for different reasons, or when I can't voice record while doing the mission, would you rather have music or would you rather have just the engine noises? You know, no commentary essentially for the times I can't. I'm not saying it's going to happen all the time. Like this one, I could have easily put music in place. But I wanted to chat, I want to talk about these things. And actually, SnowRunner is a really good game for just being able to get things out there and just talk. It's good for that regard. So, yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. Do we vote it? Do we not? I don't know. Yeah, let me know what you think, because I'm a bit unsure which way to go here. I want to use music just because I'm not talking, but if you guys don't like it and I keep getting the complaints about the music, then, you know, do we just go pure in-game sound only and make it no commentary when I can't do commentary? Yeah, mistake by me again, hitting the telegraph pole. Engine's a bit damaged, but we're okay. Again, didn't even notice it. Too carried away. Eyes not being fantastic. Closing a little, but we're okay. We're okay. So yeah, let me know what you think about that. I know the music's an issue. I don't know. I just don't know what to do about it. But there we go. We're making good progress on this, which is the important thing. Yeah, that was that conversation done, to be honest. It's taken 3 and a bit deliveries to get it talked about, but it's done. I don't know. But yeah, I hope you guys are still enjoying the SnowRunner series. I'm thoroughly enjoying it. Contests are next after today, and then we move to our next region. First time. What I'm probably going to do is, with the playlists, is have one ultimate playlist of everything, which Michigan, all that good stuff. And then I'm probably going to have individual playlists as well of each area. So Michigan, I think it's Alaska next, isn't it? And do that. So we'll have one big playlist plus individual ones of each individual place as well, is my thinking. Just because I like having things in that kind of thing. I do it with DLC. So when we have a live stream game that's a DLC or even an episodic, I will do a playlist with all of it. But then I'll also have a second playlist that's just the DLC in. Just so people, when they want to find something, it's easier for them to find. That's my thinking anyway. But that's something else I'm thinking about. There's so many different things going through my head that I want to do for the channel. Capture card, we've been talking about in stream as well. Yeah, I need to sort that out at the weekend to make sure that works properly and figure out how we're doing that. I need to level up the channel. You know, we've done fantastic with what we've had. Basic equipment. I've not really changed too much. I bought myself a standalone mic. Just for voiceovers and stuff, which works really well. Headphones are really good for streaming, but obviously capture card might change that. But other than that, I've not really changed much. We spend a lot of money on games, I know that much. On new releases, when we have to buy them get early access and stuff, we spend an absolute fortune on games. I should really go back and check how much we spent in the last 4+ years. To be fair, be interesting to see what it is, because I know it's nowhere near what we've earned from ad revenue. But we do that because we can, and because that's us, that's the channel. We want to play some new games. We play older games too, but a lot of the older games don't actually cost me much, or they're free because of PlayStation Plus. But yeah, I like the fact that we play games on release. This is why the Xbox was kind of in my head. Right, we'll continue that conversation in a second. Firstly, we're finishing off the long log delivery order for Timber Arms Reach. That is the last load of long logs delivered. We've jumped back into the White Western Star at the logging station on Island Lake. We're here for one last load of medium logs now. I considered using the GMC again, but the GMC struggled so much. I felt it struggled so much that to save a bit of time and make everything work out properly, I thought we'd go White Western Star. It just made the life a bit easier, knowing how much the GMC struggled. But we are going to go a different route. So I did consider this route with the GMC and then changed my mind. We're going to head to the far side of the map there, come down that road there, which takes us back to the tunnel to Smithfield Dam, come across this bit here, across the bridges that are coming up there, and then Sawmill is up ahead. Dodgy points, the bridges near the Sawmill, but other than that, I think everything else should be fairly plain sailing. I just wanted to vary up the route a little bit, to be fair. So that's the plan. And yeah, this is the last bit we need to do, and then contests are coming next, which won't be today, obviously. Alright, this is make sure we're going the right route to leave. I think we are. I think it's up that way. Well, this is the thing with SnowRunner, and there is other games, but SnowRunner is the easiest one to do with. I can just talk when I'm in the mood, and when I can keep the drowsiness away to a degree. I'm quite happy just to talk. The same as we do in stream. I will talk about anything and everything quite happily. And SnowRunner is definitely the episode to do that a lot more freely, because once you go on your journey, there's not much else to talk about. You're on your journey, so it makes sense to have a little chat. We were talking about something before we stopped to deliver the last load. To be fair, I can't think what it was. Don't know. There was something we was talking about. Votes and game. Oh, money spent on games. That was it. Yeah. So we spent quite a lot. This is one of the reasons I thought Xbox might be a good idea, because of Game Pass. So we'd pay a bit. We wouldn't have to buy as many games, new or old. We still have to buy the new releases if we want to plan for release and early access and stuff. But Game Pass gives us a massive list of games. Similar to PlayStation Plus. Games are added and taken away every month or so. I don't think anything's been taken away that we're currently playing on the PlayStation Plus side. So we've always got away with that. But yeah, Game Pass would give us some games that we can't possibly have on the PlayStation. And it would also give us the ability to play Xbox exclusives. Now, we do know Xbox are veering away a little bit from console. So these Xbox exclusives aren't going to stay exclusive for long. And they probably will end up having no exclusives at some point, I assume, as they focus just on the Game Pass side of things and more streaming side. So I don't know if an Xbox is worthwhile investment because of that. That's the thing. And this is because the capture card enables us to do this, is why I'm thinking it. We can also use Nintendo. So I have a Switch. My little boy has a Switch as well. We play Pokemon together on it, or Mario Kart, stuff like that. But there's games on Switch that you can't play elsewhere. The Mario games, you cannot play them elsewhere. Also, Pokemon, you can't play elsewhere. It's only on Nintendo. Zelda. I've not played Zelda games in years, but some of them, the newer ones, look fantastic. You know, open worlds and stuff like that. So, do we connect up the Switch, and we can do Switch games as part of our vote when we decide? But does that make some of the... Because the Switch, in my eyes, is designed for smaller children and people that love Pokemon. That's it. That's my thinking. Small children and Pokemon lovers. That's what it's made for, in my eyes. And a lot of the games on Switch probably will be too young for our audience. You know, judging by the age of you guys that watch our stuff and watch the streams, some of it will be too young, and you probably won't enjoy it. Although some people have said they'd love to see Mario on the channel and stuff. We could work our way through every Mario game potentially. So yeah, that's something to think about. Adding Nintendo to our list. What I'll do is we'll do a vote. Everything is voted for because you guys help make decisions. Although I can always veto it, but generally I don't think I've ever vetoed a vote. I've had complaints about the result of a vote, as we've just gone a bit off track here. Yeah, we've slightly gone off track, veered off as I'm chatting away, and we've kind of got stuck just on the edge of the track here. We should be able to pull ourselves out back on track, hopefully, as long as we're going to stay in the back. Perfect. That's why we're so careful of these tracks. Slightly off, you're going in, and it really sucks you in as well. Yeah, votes. I've never vetoed a vote. I've had one vote we did, and then I had a load of complaints about the vote. So I asked the question in another vote, do we redo it? And it was unanimous no. So although there were a few complaints about the winner, we still didn't change the game that won because you guys said no, not to. So the majority of the time, well, in fact 100% of the time, you guys vote has decided what we're doing. So yeah, my only concern is I say, should we do Nintendo games as well? And you guys go no. But we'll see what happens. That's something I'm thinking about. Obviously I have a gaming laptop as well, but the games I play on PC generally I don't think you guys would like. This is getting dodgy. So close to being on our side. Maybe this route was the wrong choice, because this is a different route to last time. This is that straight down bit on the far side of the map. Maybe that was the wrong choice here. No. Yeah, me wanting to vary things up and make things different may have been a bad decision. Oh, come on. We're still making progress. It's just so dodgy. I'm glad we didn't use GMC for this. GMC would not have found this fun at all, to be fair. But there we go. But yeah, so Nintendo potentially. I play stuff on the laptop like it's a game, a proper gaming laptop. It costs me a lot of money, to be fair, and I use it for looking at chat during the stream, doing all the stream stuff. But on top of that, I don't edit. I only edit shorts on the laptop. I edit everything else via the PlayStation itself. I know the capture card potentially could change that, but I don't think I will. I still like recording, editing everything on the PlayStation itself. I like how it works. I like the functionality. So I don't think I'm going to change that side of things. But the games I play, like Football Manager, I don't think you guys are going to want to see that. Civilization. I've got actually early access to a new one, so I paid extra for it. But that's already released. At the time of this going out, that's actually released. But I love Civilization. I don't think you guys would be that interested in it. There's other games, the hospital ones. I can't remember what it's called. What are they called? The hospital ones. I know you guys aren't going to know what I'm on about. They are called the 2 Point Campus and 2 Point games. I really enjoy them. Something that I can just chill out with and do as you go. And obviously, a capture card, we could stream them, we could record them as well. But I don't know if that's worth it. I don't know, if that's worth it. The laptop for me has always been so far, like Football Manager and the other games and Civilization, they're my chill outs. Stay, don't. That tree is saving us currently. Come on, back out. Oh, that's so dodgy. Turn. I think we're okay. So easy to go off track, especially when I'm talking away. But yeah, they're my chill out games. They're the games that I go to when I'm not recording or editing and I just need to chill out. They're the ones I do. So yeah, I don't know if they had simulation type games, because simulation games on the PlayStation are okay. The controls are really horrible. PC simulation games are really good control wise, other than walking and stuff. There's quite a lot of simulation games out there that some I want to play and haven't had a chance to, but some I'm not interested in. I don't know. So many decisions. This is why you guys help make decisions, but I don't know where to go. Like I say, the capture card. Oh, come on, bridge. We've kind of took the bridge at a wrong angle here, and now we've got ourselves in a position where this may not work. No. Ugh, so close. It's because the angle we've taken the bridge at. We need to kind of reverse this back and get a different angle on the bridge, I think. I'll finish off chatting away about what I'm chatting about, because I think we're going to have a bit of issue here. So yeah, the capture card was, we need to upgrade the channel, and the only way to do it is the capture card. Brilliant, we're going to do that. But it's what we then do with that will change things for the channel for the better, hopefully. Right, let's focus on what we're doing. I need to stop chatting and just focus, because this is going to be really dodgy. So we've got to get across the bridge. I need an angle to get out. I need to reverse more, I think. You need to take this wider, but you can't really take it wide after coming off the other. Can't get up that bit there either. Come on. The mud is horrendous as well. Okay. I don't know if that's enough. And you go forward and try and steer across. Even the front wheel's struggling to get on. Come on. Trying to turn as wide as possible. Come on. Oh, it swung me across. The wheels itself just swung us across the front end. They're stuck on the bridge. They're not getting up, are they? So if we reverse back again, I think we've nearly got the angle right. Remind me next... No! Don't do it. Remind me next time, don't change the route when it's working. Stick to the routes that work. This is what happens when we want to vary things up as much as possible. Right, cameras as far back as we can. I want to go to the left hand and then round to the right as severely as we can. Get this angle correct. Try not to go off. Yes, we did it. Okay. We have done it. Oh, I didn't think that was going to happen that way. I thought it was going to be an issue. We made it in the end. Oh, I'm so glad that's done. So we can drop this last load of medium logs off, and that is all the missions in Michigan done, barring contests. Lots of vehicles here that need going back. So let's get these delivered first, and we'll have a quick chat about next episode and the contests themselves. Let's make sure this is done. It's a medium load, the White Western Star. Delivered! You've been promoted as well, even better. And that is contract complete. We have delivered everything we can deliver in Michigan. All that's left to do is contests. So we'll start looking at contests in the next episode. I don't know how long they're going to take. Obviously, if they're quick and easy, we'll try and get them done in a few episodes as possible. I'm expecting 1 or 2 episodes, I would have said, for contests, just depending on how they are. We'll go from there and figure it out as we go. But a massive thank you, guys. Thank you for listening to me jabber on. There's a few questions I asked you guys. What do we do with the capture card? Do we include Nintendo? Do we look at some PC games? Game Pass? And music. Would you prefer no music if I can't talk? Or is the music better than nothing? Or a bit of ASMR? I don't know. Up to you guys. But thank you for watching. We'll see you next time for more SnowRunner.